A very good evening, Team Zimbabwe. Masquerade. My name is Ronald Wekumakusha, and we are talking about important matters about the elections in the nation of Zimbabwe. And today there is an issue which we need to discuss. President Mnangagwa and ZANU PF, for the past 43 years, they have been making promises to the people of Zimbabwe. In 1979, they were running a campaign that they were going to give the people of Zimbabwe land. They were running a campaign of youth empowerment. They were running a campaign of infrastructure development. And if you take a look on the elections which followed, they abandoned whatever they campaigned about. They abandoned the real message for their campaign, or what they were supposed to do. They never did anything. So taking a look on what is happening in the nation of Zimbabwe right now, Zimbabwe is being run as a tuck shop. Why do I say so? Is because there is no order. Even if my tuck shop at now, right now, they have more order than the way Zimbabwe is being run. So take a look on the health sector. Nurses are not being paid. Doctors are not being paid. They are the least paid in the world. So if you have doctors and nurses who are not being paid enough, and there is a scarcity of that skill which they offer to the people of Zimbabwe, it can't be offered by any person. It shows that there is no will from the government to make sure that the people of Zimbabwe gets health. If you take a look on the education education sector itself is dead. Why? The teachers are not being paid. But apart from the teachers not being paid, the schools themselves, they are embarrassing. If you take a look on how the schools are formulated in the nation of Zimbabwe, rural kids are just writing exams. But what are they getting at the end? They can't be lawyers. They can't be engineers. They can't be doctors. We are talking about rural kids here. If you go on to be a nurse, you'll be told to take 2 sittings, but a rural child will sit 3-4 times. It doesn't mean that that child is dull. No, that child is brilliant, but the school environment in which these kids are exposed to is not conducive for them to actually pass on 1 sitting. They will be told you need to have 2 sittings at least. So you would see that there is a deliberate disconnection of the rural areas or the rural people or rural communities from the entire economy. So right now, the new curriculum, it suggests that children should be doing computers, ICT from primary level. But do we have ICT equipment at our rural schools? Give an example, an immediate example. My school, my primary school, a school which is very close to me, it doesn't have any ICT equipment. Yes, there is only 1 block. So you ask yourself a question to say, are these kids going to write the exam and pass the same way kids in Harare are doing? That is the question. And where is the President Emerson Mnangagwa? He is there making promises. He is there promising a better Zimbabwe. How can you promise a better Zimbabwe? You are the father. You are already there. You are in leadership, but you're still promising. You're still making promises. For how long are you going to continue making promises? Haupromise mukadzi wauinayo kuti amai mwana zvichaita, amai mwana nhumbu ichabata, amai mwana 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. Yet you are not sleeping with that woman. You can't complain like that. You have to do something because you are in power. You cannot run a campaign of promises. You know, ndaiona vanhu vanga vachitrya kupinda vese, they come with promises. Tichakuitirai zvakati, kana tapinda tinoziva kwazvinowanika. But the question is, varipo vacho vari kumbotadza neiko? Are you telling me that those who are there, they don't know what needs to be done? Vari muZANU PF macho. We have my ministers from ZANU PF. What are they doing? What are they doing? Because my ministers should coordinate with their MPs to make sure that there is development across Zimbabwe. It's not being done. So, honestly speaking, ZANU PF cannot come with promises. We need to see ZANU PF coming and saying, we have delivered A, B, C, D, and they should be those things should be tangible. They should come with their 2018 manifesto and say, guys, in 2018, we promised A, B, C, D, and this is what we have done. You cannot come with promises while you have not fulfilled what you promised in 2018. What about load shedding? Makati muchajekesa nyika yese. Magetsi acho ari kupi? We are losing millions and millions and millions, if not billions, from load shedding alone. Yes, that is the honest truth. Makati mimi mchatipa mabasa as young people. Where are the jobs? Right now, my teachers are being recruited on the basis that we train teachers for ED. Is that how the government should focus with everything for ED for you to get a job? People who are not supposed to be getting anything are getting anything. Tarisai vanhu for ED, for ED, for ED. Who is funding them? Those are the funds which are supposed to be funding my schools, kutanga functional. But you are busy dishing out that money to other people. You are busy dishing out our minerals to other people. Chrome irikuenda, platinum irikuenda, gold irikuenda. Honestly speaking, we cannot continue to have promises. After 43 years after independence, we still have promises from a ruling party. It can't. It can't. This is the time for the people of Zimbabwe, for the children of Zimbabwe to actually realize that they need to take action and act now. We have to take action right now. Let us register to vote in our numbers. Let us overwhelm the ballot. Ngatimirei mukiu kusvika zvanaka. Kana zvichinzi tinosvika mangwana tiripo tichivhota. Tinosvika mangwana. Kana tichinzi tichaita wiki rese tichivhota, ngatitei wiki rese tichivhota. Because the law says as long there is somebody on the queue, you cannot shut the polling station. So we have to vote in our numbers. We have to scramble for voter registration, and we have to scramble to vote in 2023. It's very important for us to inform our village people, our rural people, our neighbors who are in the rural areas, our family members who are in the rural areas about the importance of voting for competent people. We cannot continue to babysit these leaders and let them just do whatever they want. This is the year for action. This is the year for victory. This is the year to actually challenge ZANU PF in the ballot. Hakuna munhu anoclaim ownership yeZimbabwe. Zimbabwe belongs to all. Every person should benefit. The liberation struggle was fought by our parents. They fought this liberation struggle so that we get free as a nation. Not kuti vanhu vashoma vange vachidya. So this is it in Zimbabwe. I don't know how you view it about, or how you think about it, but I believe kuti they must step down. We cannot have 43 years full of promises but no action. That is how I view it. I don't know how you view it, but that is the honest truth. Let us register to vote and make sure that we vote.